Are you also tired of all those English tenses? Have you already forgotten the difference between a present continuous and a simple future? Well, let's make that feeling a little bit worse today with three more future tenses. Introducing the future continuous, the future perfect, and also a little bit of the future perfect continuous. For my friends in 4 ASO, these three new future tenses are part of section 4 in your iBook called Beauty is Only Skin Deep. On page 15, you can find all the information. For my darlings in 5 TSO in Commerce and Accounting, the future continuous and future perfect are discussed on pages 18 and 19 of Unit 3. Now, the future continuous and future perfect are two tenses that are very much alike. So let's explain them with a couple of examples, obviously related to food. On the one hand, we have don't phone me at 7 o'clock, I will be having dinner. And on the other hand, we have by 8 o'clock, I will have finished dinner. You can call me then. For both sentences, you will have to imagine a moment somewhere in the future, later tonight. For the green sentence, that is 7 p.m. At that specific moment, 7 p.m., you will be having dinner. The action will still be going on at that specific moment. Now, for the yellow sentence, that future moment is actually 8 p.m. And at that moment, however, you will not be having dinner anymore, since you already finished it and your friend can come over. So, the action of eating is already finished somewhere before 8 p.m. and is not still going on. The green sentence uses what we call a future continuous, and the yellow sentence uses a future perfect. Now let's have a closer look at these two tenses, starting with the future continuous. You form it by using first of all the auxiliary will, then be, and please don't change anything to the be, just leave it the way it is in infinitive form, and then you have an ing form of the verb that you want to use. You use it in three different situations. First of all, you can use it for events that are going on at a specific time in the future. In the example sentence, you're for example imagining a moment 3 weeks from now, and at that specific future moment, the action of lying on the beach will be taking place. It will be going on at that specific moment. So it is a little bit like the present and the past continuous, but now in a future version. You're not just looking at what is going on now, you're looking at what is going on 3 weeks from now. A second, less common use of the future continuous is to talk about what we guess is already happening right now at the moment of speaking, but we're not very sure of it. In the example sentence, we actually think that the beauty industry is, at this moment that we're speaking about it, already developing products, but we're not very sure about it. The result of it we will probably see somewhere in the future, so that is why we use the future continuous here, rather than the present continuous. Now, for my friends of the fifth year, this use is not mentioned in your syllabus. You don't need to know this, so you can already forget about this rule. For ASO, however, pay attention to the second rule. Lastly, the future continuous can also be used if you want to be extremely polite and ask about somebody's plans for the future. This can be your teacher or your mother or somebody else that you want to be extremely polite to. In the example sentence, for example, you're informing about somebody's plans of like a certain Sir Jones, which sounds like very fancy, so you probably want to be very polite to him. So that is why you say, will you be joining us at the festival tonight? Okay, the formation of the future perfect, on the other hand, is a little bit different. You also need the auxiliary will, but it is followed by the infinitive have, and again, don't change anything to it. And lastly, the past participle of the verb that you want to use. Now, the future perfect is different from the future continuous, since for this tense, the action in question will not be going on at a future time, but it will be finished or completed before a future time. In the sentence, I will have graduated in economics by the end of June, you finish the action of graduation somewhere before June, so it is not going on in June anymore. So the action is finished. Now, for my friends in 4 ASO, I have a special surprise for you because there is also a third tense that is mentioned in your syllabus. My darlings, in 5 TSO can just skip this part of the video. The tense in question is called the future perfect continuous. It is hardly ever used by native speakers, but you guys just need a challenge, so let's cover it anyway. You need a lot of stuff to form this tense. Namely, you need will, you need have, you need been, and you need an ing form. Luckily, there is only one rule for this tense. It is for an action that started somewhere in the past, present or future, we don't know exactly, but you are absolutely sure that it will last until a certain moment in the future. And since it is a continuous tense, you want to stress the duration of that action. So in when you come home, I will have been cleaning our house for hours. The action of cleaning started at a particular moment, but we're very sure that it will continue until the future moment that your housemate arrives, with a stress on the duration of the action. 4 hours duration. So let it sink in, and if you're ready for it, go have a look at the exercises in your syllabus about these future tenses. However, one more thing. 2 quick tips on how to deal with these exercises. Always ask yourself whether the action that is talked about is still going on or will be finished in the future. Second tip, always double check the formation of your tenses. Don't forget the will or the be or the have when forming these tenses. So hopefully you have enjoyed getting to know these tenses a little bit better, but look on the bright side. These are the last ones of the English tense system, so no more new tenses in the future. Bye!